Yo, what is good, Buckeye Nation? Welcome back to the Game Podcast with your boy MB. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. All right, let's get it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So one of the most frustrating things about this team, about Ohio State, was the prioritization of the upperclassmen. Right? It seemed that they were very too loyal to a fault. Right? And they didn't, and we know that they didn't give a lot of chances to the young guys, especially our two young, potential superstars. And it really, I think that, and it really ended up costing them, right? It seems like the this whole season they were very tight about the rotations, especially on offense with the receivers and defense, right? What was really strange is that they would that we know what happened in the first game where Josh Proctor made a huge mistake, and then he never played again, which is really weird. So they were very tight about players doing the right thing. And I understand you don't want to reward bad habits, but at the same time you have to let these guys grow, right? And looking back at these games, right? I kind of feel like some of these guys should have not got the minutes, that they had, right? We had five, and I understand, we didn't have, we had five guys go undrafted, right? And that's unacceptable, right? Ronnie Hickman, Tanner McAllister, Cam Brown, Teron Vincent, Deron Cage. These guys, they did not get drafted, right? And what was I gonna say? And these guys got significant playing time. They got significant playing time. And looking back at it, I don't think a lot of these guys. I think we should have given more chances to guys like Sony Styles and C.J. Hicks, right? And I feel like it cost them, right? It seems like Ohio State or the coaching staff wants these perfect polished players right out of high school, but it doesn't really work like that, right? It just seemed like they had no trust in the other guys, and again, like I said, I understand you don't want to reward bad habits, but at the same time, you have to allow these guys to make mistakes so they can grow from it, right? It seems like other schools like Georgia, Alabama, they're willing to play their young guys, right? And they grow from it and they learn from it. I mean, Georgia had a true freshman starting in their starting defense, right? And I understand that's not every circumstance. You don't really want a freshman to start. But at the same time, our guys were getting absolutely torched. Last season, and it really did. At the end of the day, it didn't really matter. The upperclassmen didn't really do anything. When we had guys that were more freakier, that could have. I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but they put guys like Cam Martinez in, right? Lathan Ransom. These guys were getting cooked. Ron Hickman was getting cooked. Guys like that were these seniors or these guys that know the playbook. They got cooked. And I feel like they need to change that mindset, because that's been holding them back. And it's kind of crazy, right? Two of our best recruits, Sony Styles and CJ Hicks, got no playing time, right? Especially CJ Hicks. We saw a tiny bit of Sony Styles, but CJ Hicks got no run. And I feel like that's kind of unacceptable. And I get it, right? You don't just put a player in, of course, even if he's a 5-star. But at the same time, these other programs are doing that, right? They found a way to put their young guys in the game, right? So like LSU, right? They put Harold Perkins in, right? He was I think number 2 recruit behind C.J. Hicks, right? And they put him in as a rush end, a guy that's going to get to the quarterback, right? And they let him do that. They use his strengths to their they use his strengths to their ability, right? And now he's switching over to to a middle linebacker role. So I just don't understand why we don't use these guys' particular skill set to their advantage, right? And I don't understand, I don't understand why they're so obsessed with these polished, polished players, right? They're so obsessed with that, and they want guys to learn the playbook. And this is how you learn their playbook, right? By actually getting playtime and learning from those mistakes. If you just put them, if you don't give them a chance, if you don't give them a chance, if you don't give them a chance, they're never gonna grow, right? They're never gonna grow, right? And we had examples. Another example, right? With the receiver room, Jaden Ballard, right? In the bowl prep, the media was talking about Jaden Ballard. They were talking about Jaden Ballard. He's making plays, and we never saw him. We never saw him in the game. We never saw him, right? And I felt like we could have used that. We could have used his speed to our advantage, right? We could have used that. And again, is he the most polished player? No, but it seems like every other team they know how to use. They know how to use. They know how to use their young guys and their players to their advantage, but for some reason we don't do that, right? So that's really all I really got to say, right? Do you think this is an issue? Do you think we prioritize young guy we show more loyalty to the older guys too much, or do you think that needs to change? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. All right, guys, I'm out.